All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Blackbird News, where everything is connected. How y'all doing? Good to see you. We are live on YouTube, Callin, Rockfin. What are the other places? YouTube, Callin, Rockfin, Twitter. Yes, I think that's what we're doing. Those are the platforms we're doing right now. I don't know. There's lots of other platforms to be on, I guess. People keep telling me. There's like Rumble, there's like Twitch. Is that one of those? I sound like a boomer, which I'm not a boomer actually. Gen X. It's supposed to be the sensitive type or something. I don't know. People just say whatever. It's like, generations are like, I'm about to make all the astrology people very mad. Maybe I won't make the astrology people mad. I'll just stop. Love my astrology people. Actually, okay. This won't make astrology people mad. The generational thing is like people just apply like whatever they want to like signs. I see like people talking about signs, and sometimes things line up with certain signs or certain astrological predictions. And sometimes things line up with generations, I guess. Some things kind of cohesively make sense because they have kind of a there's kind of a most people feel like these things are true. But then there's just, then just people assign just like random things to different generations and different signs that don't make any sense. And I'm just like, nobody knows what they're talking about. Get out of here. Like, I don't know, whatever. And at the end of the day, it's just like, just try to be cool, right? Just try and be a good person. Just try not to be a jerk. My sign is, be easy. My sign is be easy. Just try and be easy. Don't be an ass. Okay? Are you an ass? I don't care what sign you are. Are you an ass? That's all I care about. Are you the ass sign? Are you the sign of the donkey? Yeah, then I don't like you. Are you sign of like, are you sign of the butterfly? Oh man, I really dig the butterfly signs. You know what I'm saying? There's only two signs. There's the donkey and there's the butterfly. Okay. All right. Anyways, whatever. I'm just, but anyways, I actually find astrology interesting, and all the planetary alignments and all that stuff is very interesting, and I find myself intrigued by what's going on sometimes, but sometimes it just sounds like people don't know what they're talking about. Anyways, good to see you all. I did get a nice donation on the Buy Me a Coffees. I got some coffees very early in the morning from Fleur Ali. So thank you, Fleur Ali. I appreciate you. Maybe people don't want to be butterflies. Maybe they want to be asses. Butterfly, I'll crush you. I crush you with my donkey hoof. Okay? You're a butterfly. Anyways, whatever. Maybe we all have a place in this world. Hold on 1 second. I think in radio, that's called a gaff. That's a faux pas. Don't ever have the radio silent. Okay. Good to see you. We're here. Let's get into it without further ado. Lance, I'm not going to take any calls right now. I'm sorry, buddy. It's not personal. Please don't take it that way, okay? I mean, he just leaves. I know people do call-in shows different ways when they're streaming. I know that some people do separate call-in shows so they could just take calls, and I don't really have time for that. So I just streamed call-in because it's another. I think it's kind of a cool platform that allows me to take calls once in a while, but I don't want to take calls all day, and I'm not going to take calls all during the show necessarily all the time. So if you're annoyed by that, I apologize. I don't know what to tell you. Just listen. It's okay. Listening is okay too. If you like calling as a place to listen to shows, just hang out for a while and then, pick a good spot to call in. Generally later in the show. I like to take calls later in the show. Okay. This is Paraguay. A state of emergency has been declared. Ayales is a city in the Department of Misiones, Paraguay, located 310 kilometers southeast of Asunción, on the banks of the Parana River. Jeez, they got destroyed. Gosh, a lot of storms going on. I know, I don't want to be too critical, but yes, there are fires and stuff. We're going to talk about that a little bit today too. I'm not trying to be too jerky to the people that are like, they're making these storms stronger with the HAARP, but it's like, there's a lot of storms though. They hate Acapulco. Yeah, I know, but there's a lot, they also hate Europe, apparently Paraguay, Argentina. They hate everybody, apparently. Oh, well, yeah, of course. They're anti-human. Okay. Sure. Sure, I'll ride with that, bro. Let's see. Sorry for my. I babble a little too long in the beginning of the show. I really try and make it through as many things as I can during the show. Many news items as possible, even though everything is running a little bit slow today on my computer. I don't know why. It's not. It's like a little warm today, but it's not that warm. Like really not at all. Anyways, this is a article we're going to check out. I didn't really read much of this article, so we'll read it together. And the article is the gasoline-powered leaf blower as a metaphor for industrial society. And I think anyways, we'll read this. The gasoline-powered leaf blower as a metaphor for industrial society. Every Thursday, oh, let me get this on the screen here so you can see what I'm saying. Can you see what I see? Every Thursday, our next door neighbor hires a worker to use a leaf blower. This infernal machine drives me nuts. Rather than letting a pet peeve render me literally insane, I've decided to explore the leaf blower's deeper significance. It's very philosophical. A psychologist might call this writing therapy. Maybe the result can also provide a little relief for you, the reader, if you share my irritation. The most obvious critique of the leaf blower is that it's an obnoxious, destructive piece of machinery. As everyone within earshot of one knows, gasoline-powered leaf blowers are noisy, deafening, in fact. You know how noisy the electric ones are pretty noisy, by the way. Yeah, the gasoline powers, they have a certain tone, but the electric ones also have a certain tone, which is equally noisy and annoying. So I don't know why it's really, it's apples and oranges to me, because I see people out there with their electric leaf blowers. I'm like, that is still a buzzsaw in my brain, and okay, it's a step up because it's not spitting out a two-stroke oil and gas mixture, which yeah, I'm all for that. Actually, I am. I'm all for getting rid of gasoline-powered leaf blowers. I'm also all for getting rid of leaf blowers. Period. We'll see if this author makes it there. The most obvious critique of leaf blowers. Anyways, the device blasts 95 to 115 decibels of sound at its operator. According to the website Dangerous Decibels, this is roughly equivalent to a chainsaw or a passenger jet taking off, and it can cause permanent hearing loss. Further research into the specific characteristics of sound from gas-powered leaf blowers published in the Journal of Environmental and Toxicological Studies showed that, unlike most other loud machines, leaf blowers produce low-frequency noise that travels along long distances and penetrates building walls. How well I know. That's why a single leaf blower can annoy an entire neighborhood. Leaf blowers contribute significantly to worsening noise pollution in cities. Wildlife experience chronic stress as a result. It ain't just about you humans, is it? With birds having to sing louder to find mates or to find breeding territory, everyone, human or non-human, feels on edge when that ugly noise starts up. At the same time, leaf blowers emit toxic pollution. The blower's two-stroke engine drinks a combustible mix of oil and gas, but a typical leaf blower burns just 2/3 of its fuel, spewing the rest into the air. That's delicious. That's why two-stroke gas engines have been phased out in nearly all applications except landscape maintenance. Almost phased out. The noxious stew of gases released by leaf blowers include cancer-causing benzene, volatile organic compounds, ozone, and nitrogen oxides. And it's health hazards for workers and bystanders alike. This is just a note to the people that are like, they're trying to get rid of your leaf blowers in order to control you. No, actually, leaf blowers really suck. They really actually suck, and they're loud, they're noisy, obnoxious, and they're poisonous. Right? It's poison. Like everything we do to the planet is like an exercise in poisoning the planet, right? We just poison the planet. Um, that's kind of everything. So uh, focusing on leaf blowers is an interesting thing because there's so many other things that are poisoning the planet hand over fist, right? Well, these leaf blowers, we've got to get rid of them. Well, how about, you could just go on down the line, couldn't you? There are plenty of other things that are also destroying the planet, but like, let's make it about leaf blowers. It's kind of like making it about straws, plastic straws. We're destroying the oceans. Let's make these straws paper. Okay, yeah, but there's you're talking about straws, bro. And what about all the other plastic that we're spewing into the world, like without even a thought? Well, but it's fine. We make all the cars out of plastic. We make, literally everything you buy at the stores, wrapped in plastic, several times sometimes. But let's make it about straws. Okay. The noxious stew. Oh, we read that. Regarding nitrogen oxide, the California Air Resources Board figures that using a gas-powered leaf blower for an hour emits as much as driving a Toyota Camry from Los Angeles to Denver. Really? Wow. That's a lot of nitrogen oxide. Of course, gas-powered leaf blowers also spew climate-wrecking CO2. But their nitrogen oxide emissions have an outsized climate impact. The EPA estimates that 1 pound of nitrous oxide has almost 300 times as much global warming effect as a pound of carbon dioxide. All of these drawbacks have led over 100 cities and towns across the country to ban or restrict the use of gas-powered leaf blowers. California is phasing out gas-powered leaf blowers, but doing so will take many years. My neighbor obviously hasn't gotten the memo, nor have millions like him. It's interesting that it will take many years. Why? I mean, they're really, this whole thing about like we're trying to get rid of like gas powered cars and leaf blowers and stuff like that. Like they're really slow walking this whole endeavor, right? They are slow. Oh, we're going to get rid of gas powered cars in 15 years. But, between then, now and then, or then and now, a whole lot of things. Whoa. Hold on one. Woo. I think wow. I think I just inhaled some nitrogen oxide. Woo. That came out fast. Anyways, yeah, I swallowed something. What was I saying? I was saying something and I don't even remember. Okay. All of these. Well, I was saying, why are they slow walking this? Why does it take? It really doesn't take that long. I think the reason why they're slow walking it and why they're stretching it out over years is because, because it's, well, for one, the hypocrisy is kind of evident, right? Oh, we're making it about leaf blowers, but it's okay to burn, fuel for these other things and whatever, right? There's hundreds of things that we're burning, pushing out emissions for, but we're going to, again, as I said, concentrate on leaf blowers. So, right, trying to phase out cars is also going to be super difficult because your entire economy is built around cars and trucks and gas-powered vehicles, and it's real hard. It's real hard to replace all those cars and trucks that basically are kind of the lifeblood of our economy. It's hard to replace those with electric vehicles right away, right? And and probably not ever going to do it, right? We're never going to fully replace the fleet of trucks and cars with electric vehicles, and that's why they're slow walking this, right? I mean, between now and 2035, all kinds of things can happen. Like, the collapse of society, industrial civilization could happen, and so it won't really matter. Or you'll have, different, political leaders take office and roll these things. That's how it goes. You push the, these climate, friendly laws or things into place, and then a Republican gets voted in and they roll them back, and then Democrat gets in and they roll them forward a little. So the timeline is actually not really important because they don't want to get rid of them, period. But they're making their small little I don't know what you call it, concessions, I guess, to the climate people, the climate change people. Are you one of them climate change people? I think it's all a big bunch of hooey. They're just trying to control us. I'm sorry. I feel a little loopy. It's too much candy. Went trick-or-treating last night. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. No, I didn't personally go trick-or-treating. But I walked around a bunch of people that were. Okay, all these drawbacks have led over 100 cities and towns across the country to ban or restrict the use of gas-powered leaf blowers. California is phasing out. It'll take many years. Oh my God, so many years. My neighbor obviously hasn't gotten the memo. It goes deeper. People use leaf blowers, blasting air at up to 280 miles an hour to remove tree leaves, with the ultimate goal of keeping their lawns looking neat. But the leaf litter is habitat for worms and insect larvae. Leaf blowers are just one reason the total biomass of insects on the planet is declining by about 2% per year. Leaf litter also protects and builds topsoil, of which we're losing tens of billions of tons per year globally. So we're using noisy, polluting machines to do that. In many cases, we really shouldn't be doing it in the first place. The leaf blower replaces muscle-powered work, thereby increasing what economists call labor productivity in this respect. It's just like a wide range of other industrial machines, from the powered loom, which displaced workers in early industrial Britain, to artificial intelligence, which now threatens the livelihoods of millions of information workers worldwide. New machines disrupt economic routines. Say it with me now. New machines disrupt economic routines. Say it again louder. They make life easier in certain respects, but in doing so, they impose environmental and social costs that often eventually overshadow the immediate benefits. Physical work can be hazardous, particularly if it involves powered machinery or chemicals, but it provides needed exercise. That's right. I don't have any powered gardening tools. I use the hand-powered, the clippers and the rakes and the shovels. And I even have a push mower. Do we really want a future in which all we do is push buttons and stare at screens? What's hilarious, people like go to the gym to work out. It's like, you could actually just do some work. You could actually just do some yard work, right? Instead of going to the gym. You actually could just run, go outside of your house and just run down the street. You don't need to go to the gym. You could just get on a bicycle and just ride your bike down the street. Sorry, I know I'm probably making people mad that like to go to gym. Some people like to go to the gym because it gives them some kind of motivation. I get it. Survival that no longer is tied to physical effort can leave us feeling unmotivated and useless. Right. Perhaps our rush to increase labor productivity by replacing muscle power with machine power has passed the point of diminishing returns. That's what I'm trying to tell people every day. Technology has actually jumped the shark already. Like as far as apps go. Can somebody develop an app that destroys corporations? That's what I want. I want an app that destroys corporations. Oh, that would have to go on the phone that actually is made by a corporation? Oh. Oh, I see. Uh, then there's the problem of economic inequality. Who actually uses leaf blowers? In most cases, it's low-income landscape workers who are exposed to the air pollution and noise from leaf blowers at close range over sustained periods of time. Gas-powered lawn care has been linked to debilitating health cancers like health issues or health cancers like cancer, asthma, heart disease, and hearing loss. So, unsurprisingly, it's the less well-off who face the brunt of those health insults. Stepping back, we see this general pattern reflected in the rest of industrial society. Just as leaf blower noise and air pollution gets shunted mostly towards low-paid landscape workers, resource extraction and polluting industries tend to be located near marginalized communities nationally and globally. Therefore, the leaf blower just binds us more strongly to already unfair and dangerous social trends. Finally, this technology's reliance on gasoline and oil ties it to a historical development that I've come to think of as history's greatest catastrophe disguised as humanity's biggest triumph, the fossil-fueled industrial revolution. And that's where we are in history, right? We are at the breaking point of, there's a lot of people that are like, humanity's biggest triumph. Oh, hold on. I'm going to take a sharp turn at Albuquerque. I did retweet. Elon Musk said the real battle is between the extinctionists and the humanists. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I said humans are going extinct. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And the thing is, I could break that down even farther. But basically, what people see as humanism, or the reign of humans, or humans being human supremacy, or human, greatness, just, human, whatever, exceptionalism, whatever you want to say. People see that as, being pro-human, but that human exceptionalism driving the destruction of everything else is actually the opposite of being a humanist. It's actually, you are actually the extinctionist. If you're like, yeah, technology is going to save us and humans are going to expand and, populate the universe, right? Populate the galaxy, and we're going to go out and we're going to populate Mars and get on Mars, and we're going to destroy everything in our path in order to make that happen. You are actually the extinctionists. The people that are causing their own extinction see themselves as being the biggest, like, cheerleaders for humanity, which is hilarious and also sad, and also just super lost. But here we are at this, this time in humanity, or history, basically, right, where history's greatest catastrophe disguised as humanity's biggest triumph. That's a great sentence. Humanity sees itself as just like, look at what we're doing. We are the greatest. We are just the greatest. But if you actually look at what's going on around the world, you can see that there is a big trade-off to all that greatness. There's a big price that is being paid for that greatness. And, when you say, every time you say, I'm a humanist, or you're kind of, very much in the way that, like, racists, or, if you want to take it to the white supremacy analogy, it's like, well, we're the best, and that means everybody else is our subject. Everybody else is there to serve us, right? That includes plants, animals, the biosphere, a living water, a living planet. So do you see yourself as a humanist that just can take and do whatever they want with no regard to the thing that sustains them? Right? It's kind of like, it's like somebody that takes it's going to be gross. Somebody that just poops all over their house, calling themselves a germaphobe, or calling themselves like I'm really into health, but I just shit all over my house, in my own house, because I can. It's my house. I own it. I'm the best. I just shit wherever I want. Okay. And if you try and tell me that that what I'm doing is probably bad for my health, I'm going to tell you that you're endangering my health. I don't know. It's just the weirdest thing. Anyways, depleting and climate changing coal, oil, and natural gas have brought about dramatic human population growth, along with immense profits and unprecedented wealth for the few. But all of these presumed and probably transitory benefits have been based on depleting natural resources and on processes that are perilously changing the climate and degrading ecosystems across the planet. Every time we pick up a gasoline-powered machine, we are viscerally linked to that chain of ersatz benefits and spiraling impacts. What's the solution? All right, let's see if he gets there. For years, my wife Janet and I just used an ordinary garden rake when we needed to move leaves around. Good for you. That is good old-fashioned sweat-producing toil that will make your life better. But we live on a quarter-acre lot. With a garden and an orchard that require constant upkeep. It's getting a little hard. And we're getting older. Last year we bought an electric leaf blower. You did, didn't you? Mostly just to remove leaves from the rain gutters on our house. And we loved it, which it does very effectively. It's much quieter than our neighbor's gasoline-powered leaf demon. Man, I hear the electric leaf blowers. They're just as annoying. Sorry, they're really no better. They might be a little bit quieter, but they are really they're pretty ear-piercing. They're ear-piercing enough. According to the American Green Zone Alliance, the average electric leaf blower produces 65 decibels. And at this point, I'm waiting for this guy to give me a link to go buy an electric leaf blower at Home Depot. This is definitely going to save the planet. It doesn't emit health-harming or climate-changing gases, again, at the point of use. We have solar panels on our roof to charge the battery that powers it. So, problem solved? Well, not so fast. Manufacturing the machine, and particularly the battery, required minerals that had to be mined, transported, and all right. He did get there. Along with energy, most of which probably came from coal since the device was made in China. The resource extraction, energy production, and manufacturing that brought us our electric leaf blower entailed pollution, which probably ended up impacting relatively poor communities. And if everyone used electric leaf blowers, we'd be causing more soil loss and insect habitat destruction. So maybe they aren't the answer. Is that what you're trying to say? In some ways, the gasoline versus electric leaf blower choice mirrors the conundrums and trade-offs of our larger societal energy transition from fossil fuels to solar and wind power. Climate change and fossil fuel depletion require humanity at large to shift away from its current dependence on coal, oil, and natural gas. But replacing our currently vast fossil fuel energy usage with equivalent amounts of energy from renewable sources will require building enormous numbers of solar panels, wind turbines, batteries, power lines, along with a bewildering array of machines, manufacturing facilities that use electricity rather than fossil fuels. It's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it? Producing all this new infrastructure will take oodles of minerals and metals, and guess what? Emissions. And we just ran out of those, right? We just found out yesterday. It was just yesterday when we found out that there's no more carbon budget to save us from 1.5. Why is that? Because we're at 1.5. You can't have a carbon budget when you're already there. But man, somebody really smart figured that one out. Somebody with a degree from college figured that one out. Oh, God. I'm sorry. Listen. Very, very, very brilliant people go to college, get degrees, and are way smarter than I am. But I'm just saying, sometimes we're all just a bunch of bing bongs on this planet, and college degrees be damned. We're all just running around going, oh, what? I think I figured it out. Bow. Oh, I just made a bunch of people mad. Oh, well. Oh, darn. Listen, no, good on you. If you went to school and earned a college degree, good for you. Some I haven't done, so, you know. But if you think that you're, you know, somehow righteously more intelligent than someone else because of that degree, eh. Anyways, replacing our currently vast fossil fuel energy use with the equivalent, we have read this. Producing all this new infrastructure will take oodles of minerals and metals, contributing to resource depletion. The manufacturing processes will generate pollution. Factories will likely be located in relatively poor communities. And new solar farms and transmission lines will entail more land use and therefore more disruption of ecological cycles. The only way to avoid those ill effects would be simply to use less energy, which means doing less with machines and more with human hands and feet. All right. This is why electric cars are not as much of a solution to climate change as the simple overall reduction of power transport. You know, I'm appreciating this author. Hold on. Let's go back and this is Richard Heinberg, by the way, from today. Hold on. I'm trying to find my way back. Replacing our currently vast fossil fuel energy usage with equivalent amounts of energy from renewable sources will require building enormous numbers of solar panels. I already read that. This is why electric cars are not as much of a solution. I read that. If we started down that path, beneficial results would ripple through society. However, during the transition, the medicine of degrowth would have side effects, not all of which might be desirable to everybody. Eventually, corporations, megacities, and economic growth would be replaced by cooperative communities working within local environmental limits. We could preserve scientific knowledge, which might gradually come to resemble traditional wisdom. Say what? We could preserve scientific knowledge, which might gradually come to resemble traditional wisdom. But can traditional wisdom become scientific knowledge? I wonder. No, actually, you know, a lot of people who figured out that we're in deep trouble with climate change are all very smart people with degrees. Just going back to that point. Anyways, just a lot of people with degrees that don't understand the thing. Let's see. Back to the leaf blower. Why make such a big deal over so small a problem compared to the existential predicaments we humans face, including climate change, hyper-partisan politics fueled by spiraling economic inequality and social media algorithms, nuclear weapons, and forever chemicals disrupting human and animal reproduction? The gasoline-powered leaf blower is just an annoyance. Why not just use the electric blower and leave it at that? After all, it's better than the gas version. Sorry, I can't stop there. Call it a curse of knowing too much. Yes, Janet and I will keep using our electric blower. Where raking is impractical, but every time I pick up the machine, I'm reminded that our society's overall socio-economic model is unsustainable and anti-life. Anti-life. We need far, far more than green energy retrofit. We need an entirely different way of existing on this unique, imperiled planet. A way that many indigenous people are still familiar with. Ooh. Got all the way there, did you, Richard? Good job. We need, let me read that sentence again. We need an entirely different way of existing on this unique and periled planet, a way that many indigenous people are still familiar with. What? You mean maybe we could model the way that indigenous people live, i.e., going back in time away from all of our newfangled consumption? And going back in time and living a much simpler existence like indigenous people? You mean, man, I'm going to have to give Richard Heinberg, at least 4 stars on this. 4.5. Buying an electric leaf blower was an interesting experiment that we may not repeat. I'm glad we kept our rake. It gets a lot more use. Well, all right. Good stuff. It was pretty good. I didn't think it was going to be that long. I didn't think I was going to spend so much time on that, but I'm glad I did. Hey, hey, hey. Judy Truitt says, I used to think everyone should get a college degree. Now I think everyone should learn a trade or 3. Well, it's I know that I take jabs. I jab at people with degrees. I know that I do that. The university system is an industry like other industries, right? And you go, a lot of people get degrees to earn more money, to get better positions in their to up their earning power. And that's, it's a piece of paper that allows you to make more money. That doesn't always pan out for everybody that goes to college. So, some people go to college thinking like, I'm going to get a degree and I'm going to, this is going to up my earning potential, and it doesn't quite work out that way. So it's fine, it's fine for its purpose if you understand what the purpose is. Some people go to college and don't learn anything, right? Or they're just good at passing tests and hitting deadlines and going, I did it. They got their certificate. Didn't necessarily mean that they expanded their consciousness much. And some people were just, super brainiac. I got 3 degrees, 4 degrees, and taking over the world. And, I don't know. Who knows? And a lot of people are saddled by student debt, right? They get their degree. They're going to make a lot of money. Oh, but I owe a lot of money too. Oh, that hurts. Right? What are you going to do? Max, I'm going to have to agree with you. School of Hard Knocks really can't be beat. I mean, I think that you can learn and there are so many examples out there of people who didn't go to college, didn't finish college, went on to become super successful business tycoons and whatnot, and science leaders, and right, because the system wasn't for they had they're very intelligent, but the system wasn't necessarily for them. And I'm not really here to say which road is better. There what's the saying? There are a million paths to nirvana. Find your path, I guess. You get out there and you do what you gotta do, okay? In this life, you got one shot. You do what you gotta do. Creative Experiment says, I learned more in a homeless food line about capitalism than all I learned with my master's degree. Anyways, man, I spent a lot of time on that. And I swore up and down that I was going to get through a lot of things today. And I got through what? Nothing. No, I did. I think that was a good article. Kind of a good send up of the situation. So all good. We got 10 minutes to cover some other things. Let's do that on Rockfin. So YouTubers, I'm going to sign off. I'll see you guys tomorrow again at the time of 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight. So thank you all for tuning in. If you want to jump over to Rockfin and get a couple more minutes in with me, you can do that real quick. Ways to support the show: Zelle, Kevin Sandbloom at Proton Mail, PayPal.me/Kevin Sandbloom, Venmo Kevin Sandbloom, Cash App at Red Llama Music. I gotta set up some different accounts for these. BuyMeACoffee.com/Black Bear News. These are all ways you can support the show. Y'all support the show. You know you do. And I thank you. Oop, did we freeze up there? Hold on. All right, YouTubers, see you tomorrow.